Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for Albania versus England in the watch-along. We are about 14 minutes away from kickoff. It is England's second game of the international break after a 5-0 victory over San Marino, which we watched on Thursday, which we build kind of as the warm-up. It gets a little bit trickier tonight at Albania, and then it gets much harder against Poland on Wednesday night. So this is kind of the intermediate game, and Gareth Southgate's gone pretty strong with the team. So this may give us a hint as to who plays on Wednesday. And I suppose the big thing everyone's guessing is who plays that first game of the Euros, which I think is Croatia first, isn't it? So only really 2 competitive games now before the Euros start in June. Let me know. You can see me, hear me loudly and clearly. We'll have a little look at the teams. Get your comments in on the Southgate selection, how you indeed see this one going. Let's try and leave our bias at the door. And we could also try and leave our England derangement syndrome at the door, because England does tend to bring out some pretty extreme views, either massively positive or massively negative. And we'll try and land somewhere near the truth rather than massively positive or massively negative where we go. Let me just do a couple of plugs before we get into this. ITV have just cut to the Air Albania Stadium, which looks a very lovely ground there. Obviously, no fans in there. And there's Gareth Southgate on my screen right now, the England manager. Let me just do my plugs before we go any further. Thank you to Charlie, our fan sponsor for our watch-alongs. 30 years of Laura Royal. Here's to many more. Thank you very much, Charlie. Sponsors all our watch-alongs. Like I said, he got involved over on Patreon. You can do the same as well. You get the Thursday Q&A, the quick predictions, classics review. We're going to add more shows in on the Patreon exclusive platform next season. The most direct way to support the channel and what I'm doing here. And you can also super chat at any point in the broadcast. First super chat becomes the king of the bin. Lend your support. And for the princely sum of absolutely nothing, hit the like button wherever you see a thumbs up. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and of course on YouTube. Subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We're trying to get to 15,000 subscribers. It's like 14,899. So even if we can get over the 14,900 hump in the next hour or two, that would be tremendous. And it is Albania versus England. Let's have a look at the teams, and then we will indeed go to your comments. Okay, so England, Pope is retained in goal. He played the other night against San Marino. One of 5 players who are possibly going to play all 3 games. Walker comes in over James, right back. Maguire returns at centre back in place of Cody. Stones is another one who's possibly going to play all 3 games. Shaw comes in for Chilwell. So Shaw, Maguire and Walker into that back 4, which was Chilwell, Cody, Stones and James against San Marino. Central midfield, Phillips, Rice and Mount. It was Phillips, Ward-Prowse and Mount the other night. Lots of England derangement syndrome about the presence of Phillips and Rice in the same central midfield. Let's keep calm until we see how they play, frankly. You never know with a midfield 3 exactly how it's going to line up. Could be 1 sitting and 2 getting forward. You don't know until we're into the game. So certainly Rice and Phillips have been having great seasons for their clubs, haven't they? In the 3 up top, Foden starts. Sterling retains his place, and Harry Kane, the England captain, is back in up top. So 4-3-3 is the expectation here. On the bench is Johnston, Henderson, Mings, James, Chilwell, Cody, Trippier, Lingard, Bellingham, Ward-Prowse, Calvert-Lewin, and Watkins. I'm just trying to figure out anyone who across these two games hasn't got a look in at all. And I think it's just Dean Henderson and Sam Johnston, the reserve keepers. It feels like all of the outfielders have all kind of got in across these past couple of games. Right, here we go. I'm going to try and pronounce some Albanian footballers' names. In goal, Eric Berisha, who plays for Lazio, who's actually a good player, as is Hysaj, the right back who plays for Napoli. A couple of Serie A players. That's probably the extent, apart from Broja, the forward who's on loan from Chelsea to Vitesse. That's about the highest standard. The back four then, Ishmaeli, who plays for Spezia in Serie A. Jim Citi, who plays for Atlanta as well in Serie A. And Vaselli, who plays in Italy but not in Serie A, plays for Salernitana in Serie B. Across the middle, Laki, Bari, and Memola. League 2 in France, League 2 in Spain, or Liga 2 in Spain, and Hungary there. So you're kind of looking more at a championship standard midfield, whereas maybe a bit of a higher standard back four there if it works out that way. And then up the top, Braja, who plays for Vitesse on loan from Chelsea. And I'm assuming it's Ch if it's Albania. Chikaleshi, who plays in the Turkish Superliga, and Uzuni, who plays for Ferencvaros in Hungary. So the big name is the goalkeeper, and the right back, you've got Lazio and Napoli players there. Otherwise, this is essentially Premier League / Champions League players against, in the main, championship level, sort of second tier players across the board there, with the exception of sort of 4 or 5 of them. I suppose that's closer to half then, isn't it? But you still should be coming out with the win if you are England. I think they'll give us the qualifying group. There you go. So Albania won 1-0 against Andorra the other night in the opening game. It's a good opening week round, actually, because Poland didn't win. So England already have a 2-point advantage, clean sheet and a win in the first game, 5 goals as well. They'll just want a clean sheet and a win again tonight, won't they? England go on to 6 points, and then, well, they've already got the advantage over Poland, haven't they? So just don't lose to them. And I would think Southgate would consider that a decent enough start to the campaign. Often these qualifying groups literally are decided on the head-to-head between the top 2 teams, aren't they? So I think the way we all expect it to go is it's going to be don't come a cropper away to Poland and beat them at Wembley is the answer for England, as the players are out and singing the national anthem. Let's go to some of your comments here. What have we got here? Owen's watching the F1. Nice. Afternoon, Liam, Annie, Patricia. Here we are at the Church of Benjamin Bloom again. Yeah. Nice. Leeds 2021. Welcome. Come on, England. That's what we like to hear. David, isn't it? What do I think of Bellingham? I think he's a very good player. Probably not ready to start in the big games, but yeah, we'll see where we go. 3-0 England. I think that's Trevor, isn't it? Up the Paul Cook army. Am I happy with Southgate's work with England? I'll tell you after the Euros, I guess. What else have we got here? 4-0 England, 2-1 England. hit the like button. I think that's supposed to say, when was the last time an Ipswich player played for England? It would have been either Richard Wright or Kieran Dyer earlier in the century. Obviously, we got a pretty direct link to Tyrone Mings, haven't we? But yeah. Albania, no mugs and never concede many. Plenty of threat. England front four, and Albania's best defender is missing, so should do the job. What else have we got here? Yeah, we'll find out, as I said, in terms of how the team is set up, whether it is a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. We'll get into that. You can debate it as much as you like before the game. We can tell you for definite after about 5 minutes how the England shape is going to be. Amanda, hoping this is a closer match and England is tested. I mean, it will be than San Marino, wasn't it? That was a cakewalk the other night. Rice should be deployed in the Henderson role by Southgate. Let's see what he does. Is that the Lazio keeper? Strakosha. Oh, okay. Maybe. Oh, no, that is who I'm thinking of. So why is he not starting? There we go. Ho-hum. Pepe. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Liam. Pepe Reina has benched him this season. I had a look on transfer marks, and he was by far their kind of highest valued player. But does the other one play for Lazio anyway? Interesting. Daz, I hope we don't see the same Phillips as the first half against San Marino. One more of those lovely through balls and over the top. Of course. Anything less than a Euros final is a failure, in my opinion. Would be nice, wouldn't it? Would be nice. So who does the keeper Berisha play for then? If it's not Lazio, someone will let me know in the chat. Kambiri played for Rangers last season. Is he on the bench? I didn't look at the bench for... Yeah, there he is. For the Albanians. We'll hope England have more of the ball and I won't have to focus too hard on the Albanian players here. In this one, it is 4:58. We're kicking off in a minute or so. Get your score predictions in for me. How do you see this one going? Clean sheet and a win. We have our fingers crossed for. Afternoon. Nick. I think England are winning qualifiers. They always do, don't they? It's the tournaments where the issues occur, and doing the job there has been the problem, hasn't it? There is Raheem Sterling, Harry Maguire, England in red today. No, they're not. They warmed up in red. They're fooling me. England in white today, played in blue the other day. Oh, okay. England 4-0 win, says Charlie. Looks like we are about to kick off in this one. Spal in Serie B. Okay, interesting. Right, away we go. 4-0, 4-0. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Hey, we'll take a 4-0 right now, and we won't even do the watch along. 2-1. Patricia, get your predictions in. The referee is Orel Grinfeld of Israel. And we are off. Luke Shaw has it in the left back position. Maguire across to Stones. Immediately, it does look like a 4-2-3-1 with Phillips and Rice sat. And it looks like, Foden left, Mount 10, and Sterling right. We'll see how that pans out as Nick Pope slips over. There's another Ipswich connection in the England team. Kane tries to win that one. Lackey takes it off him. Kane's won it back. And Kane tries to clip it over the top for Sterling. Headed away by Vesely and cleared by Jimsiti. Foden to Shaw. Shaw's trying to attack down that side. where we do have the Napoli right back, Hisage. And it's going to be a goal kick to Albania. 2 ex-ticks in the squad today. Nice. 3-1, 2-1. Chris, we never do as well in these games as we'd hope. We seem to win them, don't we? Somehow. 4-0 says Nick. 2-0 says Jimmy. There is Gareth Southgate strolling about in the stand, as you can in COVID times. It's a throw in to England. Shaw hasn't got much in the way of options. Ends up going back into Maguire. And Pope, who's had a bit of a poor start. He's had 2 touches, Pope, and he slipped over for one and booted it into the stand for the other one. It's a throw in for Albania, which Hisage takes. In it goes to Lackey. Maguire comes out and tries to pinch it. It's into the front, back out with Hisage. Good press by England. Mount closes him down. And Jim Seaty plays it across to Vaseli. And he's put it out for an England throw. Not much rhythm yet. Hopefully England can leave my bias at the door. We assume England will get on the ball a little bit more in the next few minutes and likely start to get some kind of advantage. Maguire steps up to halfway. Five strung across the back for Albania, who have dropped into a low block here, as you would imagine. Foden to Phillips, who gets his first touch, and Maguire. Stones out wide to Walker. And England are starting to rack up their possession. You'd imagine they'll get fewer chances than they did against San Marino. Very wasteful in the first half, particularly against San Marino. England, I thought they should have been genuinely 4-0 up after about 25 minutes. So one would suspect they get fewer attempts here. Rice, they've worked that quite nicely. Got a bit of space now for Sterling down the right. Nice move by Sterling, comes inside. Sterling looks for Phillips, just sold him a little bit short there. Uzuni nicks it off him. Chikaleshi tries to get in and help, but he's turned it over, and England have got it back now. Quick switch of play is smart against the low block. Shaw with Foden right out on the touchline on the left-hand side. Those of you suggesting a 4-2-3-1 were right. Does appear how this is lined up, but with that low block, you'd think one of those central midfielders should, and as Calvin Phillips has just darted forward, should be able to come off position as he just did. Stones is well advanced now. Stones switch of play to Shaw. Shaw plays it back to Rice, to Phillips, to Maguire. Foden. England keeping the ball. Rice. We'll give you a time check in just a minute. Sorry, Anna, we'll get it sorted in just a sec. This phase of play has gone on forever. Maguire out to Shaw, tried to step inside of Hisage. It's back with Phillips now. England stubbornly keeping the ball here, making Albania move around. Poor first touch there by Foden, and he has it nicked off him. Chikaleshi very feebly kind of slips over when Albania do finally win the ball back, and England perform the switch of play again. That's a great ball by Sterling down the right for Walker. He tried to cut it back to Harry Kane, and he couldn't. So England using the possession fairly well so far. They're not surrendering it very easy. When there's a switch of play on, we've seen that twice already, which is going to be necessary to try and generate space here. Kane's got it up on the right wing, cleared by Memola. And it's a throw-in to Albania. Right, time sync. We'll give you one on 6 minutes and 30 if anyone wants to sync up. It's ITV, so we should be fairly similar. So we'll count you into 6 minutes 30 if you want to sync up. Either pause me or pause your ITV. 3, 2, 1, sync. That was 6 minutes 30. Evening, Liam. Slightly more difficult than San Marino. One would assume, yeah. But still, you would hope a win and a clean sheet from this one. Putting this on in the background whilst doing schoolwork. Good work, Peanuts. We'd love to see Calvert-Lewin on later. Yeah, I think that depends on England being in front, doesn't it, Katie? I think Kane stays on, and you couldn't imagine him going 2 target men up front. Kane's obviously more than a target man. Foul on Calvin Phillips there in central midfield by Barre. Jez, I like this lineup. Close to mine. Grealish left wing, Foden right wing, Rice, Ward-Prowse and Mount. Bags of creativity. Yeah, I suspect by the time things tick around, Grealish will be in the conversation, won't he? Dreadful ball. Attempted switch of play there. Looking for Luke Shaw, but he was never going to get anywhere near that. Maguire. Poor pass there. Welcome, Bits. 2-0, he says. Did I see Ireland lost? Yes, Ireland lost to Luxembourg at home as well, didn't they? Brutal. Brutal. Is there anything to play for? Absolutely, Bits. It's a World Cup qualifier. England have a good record in those. Here comes Memola. Knocks it back into Barra, who skips past Mason Mount nicely. Gets a bit overexcited then. Tries to clip it over the top for Broja to chase onto Spanish pronunciation. We call him Broja. Again, my Albanian pronunciation. Don't even bother picking me up on it. I don't profess to be any kind of expert in the linguistic department. Don't profess to be any kind of expert in any department, frankly, but there we go. Rice, Phillips, Maguire. Maguire puts it out left to Shaw. Foden back to Shaw. Albania look nicely organised so far. The press inside their own half is pretty effective and the team shape looks good. As I say that, Foden played in down the left. He holds it up. Back to Shaw. Foden crosses in looking for Mount. Header out by Jim City. And I think where they can, England, that direct ball into the channel might be required. I think space is going to be at a premium and England have to either be patient or go direct. Do I think this will be the starting lineup for the Euros? I don't. No, I don't. I think a few things will change between now and then. Might be fairly close though, mightn't it? Corner swung over. Stones throws himself at it. He was being marked by Viselli. Couldn't really get a clean header on it. Stones. Sterling to score first goal. Fingers crossed. He had enough chances the other night, didn't he? What does Rice offer in this team? I don't know if that's a trick question, Liam. Have you seen him play this season? Plenty. This is the most talented crop of England players I can remember since the Gerard Lampard team. Hope so. Ireland will want Mick back, God. There you go. Whatever happens after Mick leaves anywhere, it's all because he was a genius. Walker trying to get past Memola. And calmly played, actually very nicely played out from the back by Albania. Here comes Hisage. Good ball inside from the Napoli fullback. Goes into the front, well read by John Stones. Walker, he looked a bit out of puff then. There was a bit of space ahead of him, but I think he just burst forward a second ago and didn't fancy another sprint straight away. Here's Stones at the back. England racking up possession here. No real efforts on goal. Stones headed over, didn't he, from the corner, but it wasn't a clean header. He's under plenty of pressure there with the chance. Right, it's back with Pope. There you go. He plays a 6-yard pass to his right this time. after a couple of dubious longer ones. Stones comes up the pitch, no pressure on him at all. Into Phillips. Phillips back into Maguire. Shaw. Maguire. Maguire goes long, looking for Foden. Oh, dodgy header. No, actually a good header in the end. It was Ismaili headed it back. I thought Foden was going to be able to chase him behind. In fact, in the end, Berisha drags the ball over his own goal line there, and it's going to be a corner. Yeah. Mishandle there. It's going to be another corner for England from the right-hand side. Which Foden's going to take. Sorry, from the left-hand side, Foden's going to take it left foot. It's going to be an out-swinging delivery. And it comes, decent one, headed away. Nearly dropped to Sterling in there. Barra tries to clear it. Oh, terrible pass there. Now Albania have got a big overload here. And they're in. Oh, and he's put it over the top there. What an opening for Uzuni for Albania. He really snatched at that. And the best chance of the game goes to the Albanians. It was given away. I think it's by Stones, wasn't it? Touch. There's good pressure on him from Kyle Walker, but he really snatches at it. And England really got caught there. And a bit more quality in terms of, can you stick that low either side of the keeper? And you're in trouble there. But just lack composure. Uzuni, the number 11. It was almost a case of he didn't think he was ever going to get this chance, and then he snatched at it, didn't he? Should at least have it. Yeah, you've got to work the keeper there. Just try and find one of those corners nice and low. Can't be playing like that in the World Cup. Big wake-up call. Bloody hell. Wasn't it? Norgard and Jensen starting for Denmark with our championship hats on. Walker, Sterling. Walker into the channel for Kane. Kane holds it up well as ever and wins a throw-in. Jim Seaty slid through to concede the restart there. Kane's going to give Walker the ball to take the throw. Walker's beckoning Phillips forward. And it goes to Sterling now. Here's Phillips. Phillips crosses early, headed away. And that's going to be another corner to England. Mount went in for the 50-50, came off an Albanian foot there. Pope or Pickford for starting keeper at the Euros. I bet we'll get a few Henderson shouts, Sean. I'll leave that to the chat. On the basis of this season, probably Pope, but we know Southgate is loyal to his players he's played before, so there's a chance that he'll pop Pickford back in. Foden with the corner. Oh, Kane was there on the near post. Well marshalled by Jim Seaty. Yeah, Kane saw that really late. I think it sort of, maybe it hit his thigh or his torso or something. Yeah, he's kind of crouching down to head it. I think he just hits his chest and dribbles wide. Foden holds his head because Kane was probably his target for that corner, and he did, after a fashion, find him. So Maguire, good battle there with Broja. And Albania have the ball in the centre-back position. Oh, nearly played themselves into trouble there, and in the end it is snatched off them. Rice comes forward. Rice to Sterling. Sterling onto the right foot. Here comes Shaw on the overlap. Shaw, good defending again by the Albanians. And England go right into centre-back. And Maguire has been fouled there by Uzuni, who had the best chance of the game, didn't he? Some minutes ago. Albania counter-attack, and lack of composure there from the Albanian 11 over the top. It went. Phillips to Walker. Stones in the centre circle. 16-20 gone. Maguire. Across from Stones to Phillips. Phillips out to Foden, who swapped over wings for the moment. Mount knocks it back to Phillips. Phillips inside to Stones again. Nice ball by Stones. Really good pass that. Out to Walker. Phillips struggling to find space at the moment. Nice little touch around the corner by Foden. Mount gets it taken off him, though. Just need that bit of quality when they do get into the tight spaces. Not shown it yet, England. Here's Stones. Walker. Foden. Phillips. Phillips across to Maguire. Maguire out to Shaw. Clubmates, those two. Back it goes again. Reluctant to sort of hit the channel or go diagonal. Obviously been told to play into central midfield, the England centre-backs, which they are persisting with. As I say that, Phillips plays it to Rice, so plenty of ball for both of them. The Albania press is getting a little bit braver. Now, it was sit off until England get into the attacking half, but now they're engaging a little bit higher up, just sort of 5 or 10 metres further forward. It's probably good news for England, actually. Shaw, Sterling, Rice on the halfway line, and Graham Souness back pass from inside his own half. Then it's back with Pope and Harry Maguire has it. Obviously, it wasn't Graham Souness who played the back pass, but Graham Souness style. Phillips, Shaw, Kane, who's come well off his number 9 position, followed all the way out as well by Jim Seaty, who's not leaving his side. Perhaps he's been man-marked there. Foden drills it in low, looking for Kane. Cleared there. Foden does seem to be the only person who's attempting the killer ball at the moment. He's failed on a couple of them, but everyone else is just trying to build up play and find space, whereas Foden's the one there. Here come Albania, left-hand side, just over halfway. Fed up the line. Good work by Foden to win it back. Clipped away and given away again. Foden, lovely feet and played inside there. Classy play by Foden. And Phillips has played it out to Shaw. Phillips give and go with Sterling. Phillips there trying to kill a ball. Direct one all the way over the top there, but too much on it from Calvin Phillips, and England surrender possession as 20 minutes comes up on the clock. That's given away by Albania. Now, Foden inside right position. Good tackle there by Barra. Sliding them. Oh, well, it's 2021. I say good tackle. And the yellow card comes out. Let's have a look there. Oh, no, fair enough. You can't slide in like that anymore. And on second viewing, I'll go with the ref. And England have a free kick in a decent-looking position here with Foden and Kane. All might like to have a look at this. Mount is still down. Kane has placed the free kick. He did get sandwiched there. Mount. It was almost a combination of the two. We've got really good angle here. I mean, the leg comes across and gets the ball first, but we now know You can't slide in like that and take the player as well nowadays. And so the free kick's right on the edge of the box, actually. Albania have got Barra laying down behind the wall. Kane, here he comes, and he tries to go under the wall. And I don't know what the ref's given. A push in the wall, I think. Kane looks befuddled by the whole thing. God knows what he's given there. There was no push. There was no handball. There was no offside pass. No idea what went on there. But the referee whistled for a restart. Albania forward, actually. They crossed into the box. Oh, super, really long-range effort there on the half volley, cleared out. And they are indeed offside. After that, we are a quarter of the way through now. 22 minutes gone. Barra has a yellow card. It was him who slid in to Mason Mount. Well, alongside Ismaili, they kind of took him out together, didn't they? But he's on a yellow card. Now, Albania, who are actually improving, from the first 5 or 10 minutes where they were really in a low block. They've come out of their shells a little bit since then, pressing a little bit higher up, had a couple of counters, as Katie indeed says, getting caught on the counter too easily. Yeah. Perhaps it's one of those games, though, where you've got to commit men forward, haven't you? And that does leave the door open. Thrown to England. Shaw, left back on halfway line, is going to take it. And it goes to Rice. Rice in the centre circle, out to Walker and back to Rice. Foden, who's out on the right now. Pretty reasonable bit of rotation between the three off the front. We have seen them each pop up in various positions. Just got to get that ball moving a little bit quicker, England. I don't want to pile in on England players, but Nick Pope's distribution's been rubbish for the first 24 minutes. He's just got caught on his heels again there. And I think it's a classic one of club playing a very different style than country. I think Nick Pope takes everything long. And maybe struggling a little bit. Takes everything long for Burnley. Ex-ITFC, is he an ex-ITFC player? Cup game at Stevenage. I was at that game as well. I don't even remember. Really don't. Albania, not an awful team, of a couple of good players playing. So yeah, I think we were fairly sort of on it with our assessment of those couple of Serie A players, and the rest of it is basically like a second tier team, isn't it? In some Turkish, there's a Turkish top league player, a couple of Serie B players, a couple of players playing Hungary, etc. Eredivisie. Phillips knocks that one back to Maguire. Maguire, plenty of time. Plays it to Sterling, out to Shaw. And Rice plays that back into Stones. The play switched, but all in front of the Albanians, who are set up to absorb this. 5 kind of strung across that back line. And it looks like Harry Kane is pretty well man-marked, although Jim Seaty leaves him there when there's some danger, goes and takes that off Sterling and tries to play it up the line, and it's out. For an England throw, England showing no signs of breaking this low block down yet. As ITV put up, Albania 50 passes completed, England 222. Just needs a bit more snap. I agree with Sean. Up the tempo, England. It wasn't Stevenage pre-season game at Coyle. I don't remember him at all, John. I really don't. That's not to say he wasn't there. It's more to do with black holes in my Ipswich knowledge. Here is Phillips to Rice. Across it goes. Walker. And fair dues to the Albanians. They're making it tricky now. At first, they were making it tricky for England to progress from halfway into the final third. Now they're making it tricky for England to get into the other half. But they are now. Mount plays it out to Foden on the right. Foden, lovely ball. Mount, low cross. Oof. Best opening of the game there for England. Cleared out by Ismaili, but it was Foden who pulled the strings. He looks like the most likely. Foden again into the box. And cleared out by Vaselli. Foden, probably England's most dangerous looking player. Afternoon, Stephen. Iain, this has got 1-0 England all over it. Mind you, I thought the Republic of Ireland was the same. Look how that turned out. There you go. Here comes the Napoli right back. Ooh, Hisarch. He played it through, and it wasn't the guy he played it to, Chikaleshi, who got there. It was the third man runner who nearly managed to nick that off Pope. In the end, no good. Foden, another lovely ball down the line for Walker. Walker high on the right wing, knocks it back. Here's Foden again, where I think if I was in England shirt now, I'd be get the ball to Foden frequently because he's looking quite dangerous. Here's Maguire, very advanced. He's got the idea. Out it goes to Foden, touch and on to Mount. Nice dummy by Mount, inside to Foden. Foden, corner of the box. Switch of play by him to Sterling. Sterling surely fouled there. And it's going to be a free kick, which England are going to stick into the box. Yeah, there was the close call up the other end. It was Uzuni. And that was the ball that Mount couldn't get across to Sterling just previously. And we've just seen Sterling fouled by Hisarch. Joined from Man United and went on loan to Bury and Port Vale. There you go. Can't remember. Free kick to England, left side. And it goes. It's a good ball from Foden. And the header was just completely missed on the near post. Pope knocks it back forward to Kane. Pope far more suited to that type of pass than pinging it out to the fullbacks. That was a good ball by Pope. It's been worked around, and now it's with Rice, who's just coming up over halfway. Good ball by Rice, fizzed into Foden. Foden on the left now. Foden, clearly England's best player now. Here's Stones. Out it goes to Rice. Walker even. So Walker crosses in early. Not a great cross. Cleared away. Kane sweeps it up, and here come England again. They look like they've got Albania up against the wall a little bit now. Mount tries to cross early. Good headed clearance by Jim Seaty, and England just up the tempo a little bit there for the last 2 minutes and looked a lot more dangerous, I have to say. Foden at the centre of all the good stuff so far. Maguire. Sure. Doesn't make it onto Sterling. And Albania win that back, and Ismaili has got it at centre half. He goes forward early. Dangerous looking ball, actually, through the middle. Maguire does well to win that. Ref plays advantage. England get absolutely no advantage whatsoever, and he pulls it back. Decent refereeing by the Israeli ref, whose name I've forgotten. England so calm, almost needs an Albanian goal to wake them up. Well, we'd prefer them to be calm than not calm, but I know what you mean. Does need another gear, doesn't it? Another horrible switch of play there. The second one that's sailed over Luke Shaw's head now from the left. The Albanian coaching team just tweaking. Looks like they're tweaking their setup. Southgate's responding. The fourth official doing the massively important job of making sure that they're all stood inside their technical boxes. Who cares? Here is Kane to Phillips to Walker, quite narrow. Walker drives that one, good strike, and England have a shot on target. Walker, we've seen him score plenty from those, or certainly be dangerous from those narrow positions there. Bounces in front of the keeper, well watched, just gets his body behind it and makes the catch. England throw in. Shaw goes early to Maguire. And it's back with Pope. Pope short to Maguire and Maguire into Rice. Calvin Phillips is seemingly much higher up now. It's Rice who's been coming back and dropping between the centre halves over sort of the middle third of this half. Stones to Maguire, to Shaw. Shaw, no option, so he goes back into Maguire. And Maguire switches to play. Much better ball, that one out to Walker. Walker to Rice. And these England attacking players have either got to come a little bit shorter or try and find space, because they're not at the moment. Sterling and Mount have done just that. But still, it's being pinged around the back four, and England going nowhere fast at the moment. Nice switch of play again. They've got to be able to utilise that pass, haven't they, against these low block teams. Rice. Especially if they're not prepared to go into the channel ever. Foden. Walker. Stones, good ball onto Shaw. Shaw carries it forward to Sterling. Sterling cuts in off the left to Mount. Mount inside to Rice. Walker. And yeah, Albania's still looking nicely organised. The press is decent. The shape is solid. And they're going to win that back off Rice. I think Rice will have been penalised for the foul against Chikaleshi. And good bit of defending that by Albania. England had a long sort of runner possession there, but you know, unless the ball's going to move quicker or players are going to come off position a little bit, it's fairly easy to defend against. Albania restart. They've given it away straight off. Walker, Foden. Ooh, Foden again. The only one prepared to play through the lines. Tried to pick out Mount there. Didn't make the pass, but he's the sort of player you want to encourage to keep doing that. Chikaleshi. A good hold up from him. And the right back, Hisaj, goes into the channel. He's overhit that. And Broja cannot keep it in. Quick restart by Pope. And here come England. Albania not exactly in shape now. And they've got them on the back foot. Yeah, but then Walker stands on the ball. And Back we go into centre half. Here's Rice. Shaw up the line. I think Mount was taken out off the ball. And it's going to be a set play for England. And honestly, I'd stick this one in the box. They haven't. England's so good at set plays in that last World Cup, weren't they? And sometimes that's just what you need to get you going. Listen to me advocating for balls in the channel and set plays. There's one in the channel for Kane to chase after. Good defending, though, by Jim Seaty. And it's getting a bit frustrating, this one now. England being very patient. Us watching having to be very patient as well. Let me just bring the numbers up and you'll see how this one's going. Look at that, 82% possession, 374 passes, but one shot on target, which came from Kyle Walker shooting from miles and miles out. So it's not working yet. Although we have to be patient. But yeah, doesn't look like it's going to be 5-0 or 4-0 or 3-0 at the moment. We'll see. Here comes Walker. That's one way of breaking the lines. He beats his man, Azuni, into Phillips. Phillips on to Mount. Mount to Sterling. Good football. Sterling. Oh, Sterling tried to come inside his man. It was just nicked off him. That's excellent from Mount to win it back. Sterling back to Mount. Mount on the left wing to Shaw. Shaw crosses in early. Kane! And England take the lead. And that's all it takes, doesn't it? A decent cross into the box. And when you have Harry Kane up front, doesn't matter how impotent you are, he'll still always score. Excellent cross from Shaw, and it's just brilliant from Kane, isn't it? Mount does really well in the first instance, gets his body in the way, knocks it off to Sterling. Mount then back to Shaw. Great first-time cross. And, yeah, they kind of created their own counter-press there, England, didn't they? Albania sort of won it back. Mount pounced on it and quickly into the box, and Harry Kane gives England the lead. Quality finish by Kane. And where would we be without him is all I'll say. He's barely had a kick, actually, Kane. You can see him lip reading there, points to Luke Shaw and says, good ball. And it was. Quick little bit of play, first time cross from Shaw, and we can relax a bit now. England have the lead. Harry Kane on 38, the goal scorer. He comments in on that one. Good cross by Shaw, lovely cross. Nice and early, wasn't it? Into a good area. Oh, here's Mount. Mount to Phillips, gets it back again, plays it out to Walker. We'll do a few more comments in just a second. Got Shaw and Kane in my fantasy team. Do I get the points? Yeah. No. Thank God for that. Yeah, good news. Lovely header, actually, right into the side netting. But hey, is it any surprise? Harry Kane hitting the back of the net yet again. Hopefully floodgates open now. Yeah, absolutely. England lead 1-0. And just that one bit of quality and England have the lead, which does bode well, doesn't it? Not that you could call this a tight game, but perhaps in a tight game, this is more a attack against defence conundrum to unpick, isn't it? Here's Mount out to Sterling. Sure, on the overlap. Sterling comes inside. Sterling into the box. Oh, Sterling, good play, actually. Was trying to pick out Kane. Couldn't quite get it through. But England look far more dangerous now, don't they? And, of course, if Albania just sit there now for the rest of the game, England get the win. But you always would rather it was more comfortable than that. I don't think they will be drawn out, let's just say. Maguire He plays it across to Stones. Good ball by Stones up the line to Walker. Walker. Foden to Stones. Mount plays it out to Sterling. Could move this one. Sterling, lovely cross in, and Kane has smashed it against the crossbar. Oh, he's unlucky there. I assume the goal line tech has said no to that one. England really close to going 2-0 up, and they've looked really good in this last 5 minutes, including the goal. I think Kane was onside. And he smashes it full against the bar. 2 good crosses now, and Kane scores one of them and hits the bar with the other. Shaw, obviously, there. That was really good for Shaw for the goal. That was really good from Sterling there. And when they can work those wide forwards into position, you can see that Foden and Sterling have got the quality, and Shaw, the fullbacks. Maybe Walker can balance that up on the other side. That bodes well. Finally getting into gear, I think so. 5-0 Denmark, and Jensen of Brentford has scored. Well, good news for us Championship buffs. Oh, Kane with a brilliant takedown out of Sky there. Not such a good pass there, trying to find Foden, but the first touch was delicious. Phillips pressing forward there. Cleared by the keeper, Berisha. And here is Sterling. Sterling comes inside. Sterling to Mount. Shaw into Maguire. And Maguire into the centre circle. England finishing the half pretty well, actually. Taking the lead and then hit the bar. They did, let's be honest, have a lull in the middle of the half. So, you know, some argument this could have happened earlier, but it is what it is, and they have the lead. Phillips wins it back. Good play by him. Kane. He's waiting for Phillips to run off him then. Ismaili comes out and nods that away. And Chikaleshi tries to play forward early. Easy for Stones, and Albania getting a bit frustrated there, just not having any of the ball at all. Maguire, Mount, back to Maguire. 44:06 on the clock. We're coming up to halfway. Georgia 1, Spain 0, says Annie. Could be worse, couldn't it, hey? Walker, get your questions in for half-time. And once this first half is finished, get your half-time thoughts in. Looks like England are going to go in with the lead. They've improved towards the end of the half. Kane down the right. Kane, dangerous-looking cross for Phillips is the furthest forward. Anyone worrying about where Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips were going to play, we can have a look at Calvin Phillips' heat map. It feels he's been well in advance of a sort of number 6 position for much of the last 20 minutes. And here he is again, England's second most advanced player. That is half-time, a rarity there. No stoppage time whatsoever. Get your thoughts in on the first half. We can do a bit of Q&A after we've unpacked that. England lead 1-0. Harry Kane, go figure, scoring about 38 minutes, the goal. Nicely worked goal. It had been a bit flat leading up to that. And then England, I thought, were quite good for basically for the last 10 minutes of the first half. Lovely goal. Mount wins it back. Then it's knocked off Sterling, and then Mount back to Shaw. Good cross by Shaw. Really good header by Kane. Gets in front of his man and just glances it right into the side netting. But it's not a surprise when we see Kane score goals like that. And yeah, I'm sure we'll get some frustrated comments, but it could have been worse. We could have gone in 0-0 and not had that uplift at the end of the half. So could have been better, of course. England could have played at that speed a little bit earlier. However, it's a competition, isn't it? It's a match between two teams, and Albania weren't a pushover, were they? They got into shape, started to press a little bit higher up into the sort of 20-minute mark, and would have probably been really, really happy with all of that. England hit the bar as well at 1-0. Good bit of quality by Sterling to find Kane. Half volleyed it, smashed it past the keeper, and it hit the bar and bounced away. So look, if the objective is go there, keep a clean sheet, and get the 3 points, then England are on their way to that. It can't always be sensational. In fact, it rarely is sensational. I'm trying to remember. First half of the game against Portugal in Euro 2000. Holland at Wembley in 96. I'm sure you'll tell me other times England were sensational, but it's very rare, isn't it? And they're in the lead. They're doing the job. One big scare. It was given away, actually, after an attacking free kick. I think it was Stones who gave it away. Big counter. Uzuni, the 11 for Albania, in between the two centre-halves and really snatched at his chance. If he hits the target there, Pope's in trouble, I think. Right. Get your comments in on that first half. Get your questions in as well. Has KP been told to move further up the pitch? It looks like it, doesn't it? Shall I see if I can get a heat map for Phillips? Because he definitely, yeah, look, that is not a normal position for Phillips. He's kind of been slotting in, and it's been like a 4-1-4-1. A more Leeds scenario, although obviously doesn't play that far up the pitch for Leeds, does he? It's others that do that. But for those who were going into outrage mode when they saw the team, it hasn't been, Phillips and Rice just sat there and hoping that the fullbacks run past them, has it? So, some sense that Southgate identified where the defence was sitting and moved Phillips a little bit further forward, and it's been Rice tucking in between Maguire and Stones. What else have we got? Get your comments in. We can go off-piste. Be nice to talk a bit more about the England game before we go there. Liam, need to play like they did for the last 10 minutes. Bring on Watkins to run in behind the defence. Well, I agree with the last 10 minutes comment. They've been very reluctant to, go over the top, and you don't really need Watkins to facilitate that too much if Sterling's there and they do want to actually play that way. But I can't see them, sort of going too direct in that regard. But perhaps we will see Watkins, maybe more chance of seeing him than Calvert-Lewin, unless we get a couple of goals up and Kane is then rested a little bit for the Poland game. I suppose I've answered that. Do I think Watkins will come on? All depends on if it goes 2-0 and when it goes 2-0, doesn't it? Who are the real Wimbledon, in my opinion? MK Dons or AFC Wimbledon? I think they're two different things, aren't they? The real Wimbledon are the crazy gang, aren't they? And MK Dons are their own entity. And we can all accept that both existed and both had very much separate fans. John, these are the kind of opponents who are just about getting the win. Just got to scrap it out. But more goals to be had in the second half. Yeah, agree with the first bit, and I'm hopeful about the second bit. Phew, India win in the end. What is that, cricket? Pass. No idea. Sean, best front five. Sterling, Grealish, Rashford. Yeah, no Grealish or Rashford today. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I must admit, I do like Grealish left-hand side coming in rather than 10. I think he's, if he can get a bit of help from a fullback, I think he's very, very dangerous in that scenario. David, our SuperStream sponsor along, can we actually win the World Cup? In the one in 2022, it's a tournament, isn't it? Anything is possible. Hopefully one day in my lifetime we will. Chris, England only improved to the required standard when Sterling came to life. Building sandcastles in the rain. Is he on the beach, Chris? We love to be on the beach. Any more questions or topics as we go through towards the end of half-time here? White Hart, Denmark 5-0 at half-time. Only Schmeichel playing, the rest of the B team. Moldova, really, really poor. Yeah, there's a few of them in international football. Keep your comments coming in. England leading 1-0. We didn't look at the numbers, which are, well, in some ways heavily in England's favour, but in some ways not. 81% on the possession and 462 passes is massively in England's favour, of course, but only 2 shots to 0 on target. Obviously, the one Kane smashed against the bar doesn't count as a shot on target, so that was a big chance, and you can see it's probably the other big chance in there, along with Kane's header. The other shot on target was a 30-yarder from Kyle Walker, wasn't it? There is that chance for Azuni being showed on the halftime height. He really snatched at that, didn't he? Otherwise, other than completing tons more passes and having tons more possession, the stats don't play too well in England's favour. But hey, we always get those slightly simplistic comments that the only stat that matters, Ben, is goals for and goals against. And I suppose that's the big one, isn't it? And the game state says that the chances of Albania actually coming out and threatening would vastly open it up in England's favour anyway, wouldn't it? So, yes. Jay, Albania turning out to be better defensively. Yeah, they actually got on the front foot defensively, didn't they, about 20 minutes in? Really started to press the back four as well. Hope we'll take to the field with beach towels on Friday. Of course you do. Wouldn't be a watch along without a live league table update. Let's do it properly then. I'll put it up there. And there you see it. So all looking fine. And obviously that Poland draw against Hungary was good news, wasn't it? So England potentially with a 2-point lead at the top of the table with that big game coming up against Poland. Seen over the past 10 years, Albania have really improved. No pushovers. No, they're not. Oh, crikey. Shearer, Lineker, Rooney, Kane, pick 2. That's too hard. God, you got it all with those 4, haven't you? If only we had those 4 at the same time, then we might have won a tournament, mightn't we? Some brilliant strikers in there. Watch out for Canberry. Lots of goals for Hibs. Indeedio. Shearer and Lineker. They're just ships that passed in. Or were they? Would Shearer and Lineker have been in a... I think they would have been in the same squad, wouldn't they, in late Graham Taylor times? Someone let me know. Would Shearer and Lineker have ever been in the same England squad at the same time? One would have been finishing and one would have been starting, of course. But, yeah. Science test tomorrow. Nice. Good luck with that, Annie. Which science is it? Not that I'm any kind of expert. There's another Shearer Lineker shout there. Clear lineage from original Wimbledon to MK Dons. The current Wimbledon are a different entity and should give the trophies back. I'm not getting into any of this stuff. Although I did go to, because where I live in Bedfordshire, I'm nice and close to Milton Keynes. I did go to MK Dons v AFC Wimbledon. When was that? Mikhail Force, who's at Brentford, scored for Wimbledon as well. They were in the same squad at Euro 92. Nice. Everything covered in KS3. I've got no idea what's covered in KS3, but There we go. Don't think so. But look, hey, duke it out in the comments. I'm sure I remember Shearer scoring in a friendly against the USA. Would Lineker have been done by then? I can't quite remember, but there we go. Shearer was banging him in for Southampton before Lineker finished, though, didn't he? Anyway, there you are. We're in the final throes of the last ad break. These streams are better than Mark Goldbridge. Thank you very much. I assume that's a compliment. We're in the final throes of the last ad break. Avoid, bet, regret, says a man dressed as a wrestler. Let's just do our plugs one more time. Have a think about subscribing on Patreon. It's a couple of exclusive shows there. Support me if you can. I know a lot of us are getting back to work now and have actually got some money or going to have some money. Bit of extra content on there. And I'd love to continue this as the world opens up. At least part-time, if not full-time. You can support via Super Chat at any point in the broadcast. Don't think we've had one yet, have we? First Super Chat becomes the king of the bin, which we've not needed to use. We did use it. Someone tried to do one of those things where they put a silly name and catch me out, but I was just simply too smart for them, I have to say. YouTube, hit the like button on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Subscribe, ring the bell. Let's try and get us up to 15,000, hopefully before the season ends. 14,899, I think we were at. Any more questions here? I feel very odd watching Calvin running the channels, mate. Yeah, been a while, hasn't it? Been a while, but there we go. Leeds fan, only watching because of Phillips. Well, whatever it takes to get you in there. Gascoigne, Skulls, Gerard Lampard. We have had some really good players for a nation that hasn't won anything since 1966, apart from Le Tournoi, if that even counts. Some brilliant players in there. I suppose the thing is, if you do pick Gascoigne, you need to have someone to sit and look after him, don't you? Because if you pick Gascoigne and Skulls, essentially you're wasting Skulls then, because Skulls will just have to sit and look after Gascoigne. So, yeah, every yin needs a yang. And yeah, Gerard and Gascoigne, two very good players. I wouldn't have thought they'd work together very well, but hey, maybe in a midfield three with someone just sitting. But they're the sort of players where you want to funnel everything through just one of them. Also, Leeds, watching for an England win, hopefully. Jeff Thomas and Carlton Palmer. That's tremendous. But there you go. If you got Gazza in there, you need someone to sit and look after him. Maybe Carlton Palmer can do the job. There is Calvin Phillips right up there on my screen. Gazza and Adam Naj. Or put Skulls on the wing. Yeah. Not smart, eh? Not smart at all. Here come the Albanian team for this second half. It is Albania 0, England 1. Harry Kane with the goal. There's Phil Foden. England were a bit reliant on him before they started to play well towards the end of the half. And as Chris said in the chat, Sterling woke up a little bit, didn't he? And England started to tick. They can't take it in turns to play well, these England players. Need to all gel together a little bit better, don't they? I'm going to be on the Blue Monday podcast later on. If you want to hear me lament about the state of Ipswich, that'll be out tomorrow. And then we're nearly back into it, aren't we? One more England game on Wednesday as we kick off the second half. And then we are into the running and Good Friday mentalness and Easter weekend. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. Well, I can. I'll quite enjoy waiting, actually, and chilling out over the next couple of days. We're into the second half. Let me know if you want a time check. A shout out for Ricky Hill. Always good to hear. Shearer made his England debut in 92 in a win over France. Shearer and Lineker, the scorers. There we go. Right. That has answered it. Surely. I'm the least excited by the most exciting team we've had for a while. Probably because I'm not throwing a plastic pint glass in the air in Wetherspoons. I think you know what I'm going to say there. That's tremendous. God, they showed some of the England World Cup games at Portman Road. They put a big screen up and you almost didn't want England to score because you knew you were just going to get utterly drenched in beer. Ridiculous as well. Remember that shot from Hyde Park of the beer shower? And it's probably like £6 a pint as well at Hyde Park. You see those beers go up and you're literally like, that is tens of thousands of pounds worth of beer just flying through the air. Here's Foden. Into Stones, Maguire. Can England either keep up the pace they did for the last 10 minutes of the first half or slow down and draw Albania out? There's the ball into the channel that a few of us were hoping would be used in moderation in the second half. Hyde Park was mental. Yeah, drink responsibly. Or drink half of it and then throw the other half in the air whenever a goal goes in. Makes me laugh when there's an early goal in one of these games and everyone's got a full pint. They've made sure they've got one before. And then it's done straight away. Albania have the ball. Berisha, the keeper. With a, well, interesting, don't know why he did that. He did a sort of Peter Schmeichel throw. There was no kind of counter on there and it just went straight out for a throw-in. Luke Shaw throws that in to Maguire, who plays it on to Stones. Maguire back to Stones. Walker, Rice. Again, Phillips really well in advance of Declan Rice. Mount. Kane, nice one around the corner. Sterling. Oh, he didn't quite get a good first touch there. He was in if he did. Really good defending by Haisaj, the Napoli fullback there. That was nice there, actually. First time we saw Kane come short and one of the attacking midfielders run past him. Then we didn't see that at all in the first half. Kane managed to get off position. We know how good he is as a spare number 10, setting up all those goals for Heung-min Son this season, hasn't he? Maguire plays it out of defence. Lovely header out from Foden to Walker. Bad first touch by Walker. And unorthodox way of getting himself out of trouble. He was surrounded by 3 Albanian players pressing. He did manage to get away. Get away now. Dun, 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 dun. Bet no one can name that tune. No one in the comments will get that one. Here is Rice to Sterling. Gold star if you do. Double gold star. Here's Rice again. Mount inside to Foden. Albania back in the low block. England with everyone in the attacking half. Kane comes off position again. There's no way. He's got it. He's got it. That's outstanding, Tiny Spock. It was, yeah. It was Labour of Love by Hue and Cry, which I had on Now 10 when I were a boy. Great shout, Tiny Spock. You have my admiration there. Oh, Richard got it as well. Maybe it wasn't as hard as I thought it was. And he said one word, or get away now. A couple of words and hummed one of the lines. Great tune, that. Remember playing in a cover band. We actually rehearsed that once and then realised that no one would care. Take a bow. One of those annoying things about being a musician is that you can learn real classy songs and no one cares, and then you just bang out Brown Eyed Girl or 500 Miles by the Proclaimers and everyone goes mental. Ho-hum. Stones to Phillips. Stones, good ball. Broken the line temporarily there. Phillips, Walker, Foden, Walker. Now they've got to switch the play. Come on, keep that ball moving. Stones. There's the switch about 5 seconds after it should have happened. Out to Shaw. Mount. Oh, lovely ball through by Mount. Brilliant pass. Sterling into the box. Sterling holds up. Can he find the pass? Sterling plays it back to Foden and it's hit the post. I think it's tipped onto the post by Berisha. Foden hit it low. It's a brilliant pass by Mount in the first instance to get Sterling through. He took his time. He did quite well. Foden arriving, hit the shot low. He's going for a difficult strike, actually. He goes for the near post. Hits the base of the post. Chris, never heard of it. Not enough distorted guitars in it for you, Chris. Yeah, keeper had gone the wrong way and it's just tipped onto the post. England hitting the frame of the goal. For the second time, Harry Kane hit the bar at 1-0, didn't he, in the first half? Foden. Well, do you know what? The keeper's going the wrong way. If he does manage to shape that in the corner, he's definitely scoring that, isn't he? It's just, feels like I'm being overly critical. It's just too close to the keeper. I suppose for a player of Foden's quality, he expects to have it within an inch of the post every time. Doesn't he? Limp Biscuit rolling. Breathe in now, breathe out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, back up. Tell me what you want to do now. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. What would you call that? New metal, wasn't it? That died out. Here's Kane, Sterling, Phillips, Walker, Foden popping up on the right. Really enjoyed watching him today. Foden, Maguire, Stones. Stones to Phillips. Foden, nice football. Mount, this is excellent. Here's Walker, low crossing by Walker. Doesn't find its target, but they've turned it over and Walker's got it again. Just starting to... classy play again there. Walker into Foden, straight out to Mount. Mount tries to find Foden. Can he shepherd that out for a corner? It's good defending, actually. Strong from Foden, though. He's such a good player, isn't he? Mount comes in off the right. Here's Rice. Kane comes short. Kane to Phillips. England moving the ball much quicker now. Two-touch. Foden. Lovely ball again to Walker. Oh, it's brilliant football by England. Best football of the match there. Ismaili clears it out for a corner, but they were fizzing the ball around there. Two-touch, balls around the corner. Foden and Mount linking up. Walker nice and high. Shame the corner's now ended up on halfway. Undertaker had that. Yes, he did, didn't he? Did they ever do it live? Coppinger and Lewington into the squad. God, they deserve it just for their service to English football alone, don't they? Hey, those two. How many games have Coppinger and Lewington played between them? 1,500, probably. Here's Rice to Stones. Come on, more of what we just had 2 minutes ago would be desirable for England. Here's Walker. Phillips. Stones. Can England get the second goal? Mount. Maguire. Mount. Inside to Sterling. Back into Maguire. England continue to have a whole ton of possession here. And home it goes from Stones to Pope, who still doesn't look massively comfortable with the ball at his feet, does he? But plays a nice, simple ball. Here come England again. Sterling running the channel. Oh, Sterling got a decent touch there. Good defending by Jim Seaty, and they've mixed it up much better in the second half. We have seen the early ball to Sterling and trying to get that low block on the turn from time to time. Lovely first touch by Sterling. I think he was just trying to fade it past the runner as well, but good defending by Jim Seaty, who plays for Atalanta in Serie A. Looks a serviceable centre half. We're going to get an Albania change here. Manage is about to come on. In goes the corner. Oh, chance for Kane there. Declan Rice flicked it on the near post. Kane arriving. Left foot half volley. Oh, he always scores them, doesn't he? Can't believe I've seen that. Over the top from Kane. Maybe on the right foot. I know he's two-footed. That one's definitely going in. But Kane sticks it over the bar. It looks like we're going to get a double substitution here. Which means wherever the hell I've put my pen, I need it. Bearing in mind my knowledge of Albanian footballers is limited. Liam, feel like Nick Pope should have been the number one long before he got the opportunity. I just have it in my head that Southgate's going to fancy someone with tidier feet. We'll see. Rice, Maguire, Phillips, Mount. Oh, lovely ball by Mount. And Sterling just can't quite get on the end of it. Nice idea there. Hisage does well, actually. Bit of dark arts there. Just sticks his arm out and makes it hard for Sterling to run round him without necessarily coming close to committing a foul. And the keeper, Berisha, slides out. But good to see Mount now joining Foden in trying to be a little bit more creative off the front there. Phillips into Stones, who drives forward and draws the foul. Right, we're going to get these substitutions now. Yeah, clever play there by the right back. Just making a noose of himself. Stones has stayed down. Chikaleshi is coming off. And number 10, which I think was Manaj, is coming on. Broja has come off. And Jasula, wearing the helmet, has come on. I assume he's had a concussion issue. Good luck heading the ball in that. Lenjani has come on as well. I did not see who for. Memola. So triple substitution for Albania. Is Shaw coming forward. Sterling. Maguire. Rice. Mount. Shaw. Sorry, lots of sirens in Bedfordshire, if you can hear them. Here's Walker. And a long one in the channel. Foden gives chase. Oh, not a great back pass there by Jim Seaty, but Foden can't complete the sprint and get in behind. Let's try and make my notes a bit neater so I have any chance whatsoever of reading these names. Foden, Rice, and now Phillips down the right-hand side. Phillips crosses in early, looking for Sterling. Good interception by Ismaili. maybe that one needed to be chipped. Phillips went low with the cross there, and it was able to be intercepted by the Albanian centre half. We don't appear to have a ball to play with at the moment. Walker is awaiting to take the throw in. No options for Kyle Walker. Sending me to sleep. Come on. In the end, it goes into Kane. Gives it back to Walker. Ostentatious step over from Walker there, and Albania nick it away. I think that's going to be an England throw. No, I am wrong. Again. Jez says this is the best back four we have. Walker is more rounded than Trent or James or Wan-Bissaka. I think what Southgate likes about Walker as well is that if he does want to go to a three, Walker can play right centre back, and then you can throw in another one of those names at wing back ahead of him. But back four for England, 2 games running now. Oh, horrible giveaway there. Sterling, Kane, it's in. England are going to go 2-0 up. Yes, and Mason Mount is the goal scorer. It's 2-0 to England. Mount curls it in with the right foot, and they're the masters of their own downfall there. Albania, they get caught playing out from the back, and England have the 2-goal lead that, frankly, they do deserve. Now, Calvin Phillips looks delighted with Mason Mount. Shaw pats him on the head. Harry Kane with the assist. Nice, composed, great finish by Mount. I think Kane was trying to find Sterling. Ismaili gets a little touch on it. And yeah, keeper, no chance there as Mount comes in off the left and just shapes that in the corner. Lovely goal by Mount. Maybe Ismaili doesn't touch it. Doesn't matter. The ball finds its way through. It's almost a better pass if the defender doesn't touch it, in which instance Kane wasn't trying to play that to Sterling at all. And Mount is the goal scorer in England. Bit of breathing space now. 2-0 up. Winning a clean sheet is what we were after. And that looks viable now. Good finish. Absolutely. A goal made in the EFL, a team made in the EFL, this one, isn't it? Loss of concentration. Very, very much so. Goal, 2-0 England. Damn straight. Mason Mount joins Harry Kane on the scoring charts, and England lead 2-0. And it wouldn't be a watch-along if we didn't go to the live league table, which is a very small live league table with very few games played. But there you go, England heading on to 2 games, 2 wins, 7 goals and none conceded. A thoroughly good start so far. And the next question is, can England, I think at 2-0, you're far more within your rights to sit and maybe keep the ball a bit more and try and draw Albania out and get them pressing a bit higher up and open up some spaces. If you do that at 1-0, you look very silly if they equalise. Clinical, yes, he was, Mason Mount. Lovely finish there. Running through, nice and composed, touch in the corner with the right foot. Both of England's goals have been clinical. And if your glass is half full, 2 clinical goals, and they've hit the post and hit the bar as well with the other couple of decent chances. So the finishing far superior to against San Marino, but obviously slightly different atmosphere around that game with chance after chance after chance being made. Sure. Maguire, nice ball through to Rice. Rice to Walker, a bit of space ahead of him, and Foden ahead of him, plays it to Foden. Foden gets on his bike, dribbles at the defence. Foden knocks that back in to Rice, to Phillips. Phillips with a spectacular ball all the way back, which Harry Maguire doesn't control, and England will have to retreat about 5 metres there. Still hitting 75% possession, England, in this one. Kane is in the deep line playmaker position. He's come all the way out. and plays it to Walker. Kane in the centre circle with plenty of players ahead of him, including Calvin Phillips and all of the attacking midfielders. Shaw over on the left wing. Nice ball inside. Oh, I think he wanted to give and go then off Sterling. He doesn't get it. Sterling drives forward, though. Blatant foul there by Lackey. I wonder if he'll get a yellow card for that. Looked like a bit of an obvious trip. Yeah, he should do. Textbook professional foul, that one. Are we getting a yellow card? I'm not sure we are. Free kick to England. 66-20 on the clock. Albania 0. England 2. England looking far more comfortable now with a 2-goal cushion to defend. What are they going to do from this free kick, though? Mounts the right-footed option. And he clips it in. And that is horrendous. Straight the way through to Berisha in goal. And England surrender that opportunity from the free kick. Don't know what they were really attempting there. I think it was meant for Sterling. Sterling didn't know anything about it, though. Not good. Foden knocks it off to Phillips. Let me know what you would do sub-wise in the comments. Now we're coming up to the sort of 70-minute mark. Can you take out Kane now? Give him a little bit less time on the pitch ahead of the Poland game. You'd suspect a couple of substitutions would be imminent. Switch of play and brought down by Barre. And Walker has been not only penalised for a foul, he's been booked for bringing down Barra, the Albania number 7. Oh, yeah, he's a little bit. Well, he tries to do a trick, actually, and then, yeah, he's just a bit forceful there, Kyle Walker. Maybe he shouldn't try to be doing a drag back through his legs and back heel in his own right back position. Calvert-Lewin for Kane. That makes some sense, Iain, doesn't it? Calvert-Lewin for Kane. Lingard for Ferjani. It makes sense. Get Maguire up front. Someone on Maguire to score any time. I'm the dude. Ward-Prowse in. Yeah, all of those sound very sensible suggestions. As the clock ticks down. Crossed in by Jasula in the helmet, and it's cleared. Lackey trying a big diagonal there. Well watched by Declan Rice, who heads it out of play. Jasula chips it in again. Nice flick on there by Manaj. And Foden, who's just very good at football, isn't he? Gets ahead of him, gets his body in the way, and takes all the pressure off his team and draws the foul. Doesn't even draw the foul. He frankly just gets shoved in the back. Oh, a headed shot on goal. What, by anybody? Nice. Right. Who was it? Who do we need to give some credit to? Leeds 2021 said Ward-Prowse was about to come on, and he was right. Your clairvoyant skills know no bounds, Leeds 2021. Ward-Prowse is coming on. You'd have thought for Phillips, given where Phillips has been playing, a little bit further forward. And the ITV angle is so terrible, I can't see. And there you go. Yeah, Phillips is coming off. We've done this before, haven't we, guys? Ward-Prowse comes in for Calvin Phillips. And that works perfectly, doesn't it? Should be able to sit a little bit advanced of Declan Rice. James for Walker. Yeah, possibly. Yellow card risk. Poland game is going to be tough. If Poland had that chance, that Albania had. Well, yeah. Very, very true. Especially if Mr. Lewandowski is the guy on the end of the chance. That's excellent from Walker. Just nicks in front of Manaj, and then Manaj fouls him. Don't find too many defending players quicker than Walker. Rice into Walker. I think ref's given an advantage there. Here's Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse is in on the right-hand side now. Can he get a decent cross in? No, he can't. He tried to cut it back for Kane. Raheem Sterling rightly says, why didn't you pray it into me? Ward-Prowse was just a little bit cold. That was his first touch after coming on, and he was in on the right-hand side there in a great crossing position. Sterling was pushing in on goal, and Kane was further back. I suppose in terms of finishes, you would go for Kane, but would have been an easier chance for Sterling with the benefit of hindsight. Probably an easier pass, wouldn't it? Going to stick 20 quid on Ward-Prowse. Yeah, didn't he hit the post with a free kick against San Marino in the last game? Great set play guy, isn't he, Ward-Prowse? Here's Foden down the right. It's opened up down that side in the last minute. Here is Ward-Prowse. Lovely looking cross for Kane. Little flick. Sterling. Oh, he's missed his kick. Sterling knocks it across the goal. Kane throws himself in to try and finish it. Kane's going to get a yellow card. Threw himself in. He smelt a goal there, Kane, didn't he? Referees penalised him for fouling Ismaili. Lovely cross by Ward-Prowse. Big chance for Sterling, though, who completely missed his kick. Was that a yellow card or not on Kane? I suppose the way he throws himself in. It was there to be one, though, wasn't it? Oh, no, to be fair, no, he has gone. He has gone. It wasn't. It was Jim City he went through. Time check is, David, I'm at 73.11. I'll give you a sync. I'll give you a proper sync if you need one at 73.30. We still haven't got the amp sorted out for the synth behind us, so it's headphones only on that one at the moment. Oh, they're in again here. Ward-Prowse. Oh, what are you doing? It's really opened up down the England right, and Ward-Prowse with a horrendous attempt to play, just lift it over. It's an easy ball as well for a player of his quality for Sterling, and he completely shanks it. All of the Albanian solidity appears to have just disappeared in the last couple of minutes, and England are getting in at will down that right-hand side. It looks like the Albanians are, pushing a few more forward now. Lenagi is trying to get forward. Manaj is right up there. Uzini has been up there the whole game, but they're definitely less of a low block now. Cleared by Pope. Look like Sterling got there first, and no foul has been given there. Sterling hit the deck. Ismaili was the guy running with him. No foul, and on we go again. Here is Jasula. Nice switch of play by him. Out to the right wing into Hisage. He's going to try and cross it with his left foot, is he? No, into Jasula. And England back in shape quite nicely there. When did I miss Memusaj come on for Bara? This is probably why they're looking that much more open now. 4 substitutions made now by the Albanians. Fair dues, they're trying to get something out of it, but they look a lot more open now. Oh, he's done it. 20 quid on Ward-Prowse. Well, you'll be hoping they leave that right-hand side as open as they have done. Lackey inside to Jim Seaty. Much more ambitious outlook from Albania now. England just sitting and holding. Very, very much a 4-1-4-1 Southgate's used in this game, and blindingly obvious when you looked at the pitch there with Rice sat, and then this is the defensive shape, obviously, and then Ward-Prowse and Mount ahead of him, with Foden and Sterling just pulled back into a row of four behind the ball. Here's his Sarge. Crosses in. Oh, Maguire and Pope getting in each other's way. It broke there for Memusha. Bit of a dodgy looking moment there. And Maguire is actually down. In the words of Led Zeppelin, a communication breakdown there. It was crossed in with the left foot by Hisage. It's quite poor, actually. Easy catch for Pope. I don't know who's not talking to who there. We'll never know, unless we can hear the audio between the two of them. Can only listen to one artist for the rest of my life. Who is it? Oh, that's too hard, David. One for the rest of my life. Someone who had a big collection of songs. David Bowie. Well, I'm wearing a David Bowie jumper, so probably. Headed away the corner there by Kane on the near post. Still suspect we might see Calvert-Lewin before the end of the game. Oh, played in there. Rice has done well. Excellent from Rice. And, Sterling to Foden. Oh, surely there's holding going on there. Sterling was in. I'm going to not leave my bias at the door. That's got to be a yellow card, hasn't it? Unless there was an earlier infraction. And I don't think there's been a yellow card given there. That looked like the most obvious pullback I've ever seen in my life. There we go. Pink Floyd. Nice. Yeah, I don't understand how that's not a yellow card. Cynically, Sterling was pulled back there. There you go. Let's not get too ranty. I'm not known for it. A no-eyes pass there from Vesely back home. And a pretty wasteful goal kick there by Berisha, excuse me. Not to be confused with Memusha, who's just come on. Yellow card was shown. Yeah, I didn't see it get shown. Thank you, Mr. E. I would have been completely confused if it wasn't. Elton John, beautiful. It says the Watford fan. If you're lucky enough to go into the Watford press conference room, there's a massive picture of Elton John as you walk in there. Here's Rice. Has anyone signed the San Marino keeper? Yeah, he was great, wasn't he? Benedetti was his name, I think. Good luck to him. Queen. Nice. Here's Maguire. 80 on the clock now. Just the one sub so far by Southgate. Ward-Prowse coming in for Phillips. Surely we'll see at least one or two more. Albania go home to Berisha, who clips it out to the fullback, flicked on by Lenjani. And it's going to be an England throw in the right back position. Saw Queen in Leeds in 86. Lingard has come on for Foden. Well played, Foden. He's going to be an important guy, isn't he, in the Euros? What number's Lingard then, guys? I didn't catch it. 14. There we go. Michael Jackson. I once met a guitarist called Greg Wright who played in Michael Jackson's band. That must have been quite the thrill. Have I done the Blue Monday pod? 7:30 bits. 7:30. We're working hard here. I'm doing it after this. 9 minutes of this one to go first. Here's Walker. Throws it in. Mount tries to get it off Lingard. He does now. And Mount wins the throw-in. Lingard takes it quickly to Walker. And it's back across to Maguire and Shaw. Sterling, Shaw, Maguire, and back home. And they just draw Albania out a bit. Pope plays it to Stones. And Stones, uncharacteristically, shanks that down the line under a little bit of pressure, to be fair. And it's out for a throw-in. The Queen Quo duo. Didn't Quo, actually, that whoever saw Queen in 86, wouldn't Quo have been supporting then? I think they supported on that tour, didn't they? Here is Jasula to Lackey, who doesn't know where to play it. Good ball in the end, actually. Ooh. Memusha had it. They were in down the right if he could play that ball, but touch and then he gets closed down. Jasula. And Hisage. Who would I want to see next England manager after Southgate? Marcelo Bielsa. And he gets the players every week. Then we'd win the World Cup, wouldn't we? Although I suppose the Argentina players he had were pretty good. Although he probably knows more now, doesn't he? $84 gone. Walker throws it down the line. And Jim City plays it home to Berisha, who clears. England sitting in a little bit more now. Not committing too many forward. Kane tries an audacious ball there with the left foot to try and get Sterling in. Just over hits it. Here comes Hisage, who looks quite a good right back, as you'd imagine, playing for Napoli. Here's Memusha to Manaj. Jasula plays it out wide to Vaselli. Lenjani plays it back to him. England in shape. And good press, actually. Back they go into the centre halves and back they go to the keeper. England doing what Albania did in the first half. Walker has been penalised. Needs to be a bit careful. We already have mentioned in the chat, haven't we, the potential second yellow card risk. It's a free kick to Albania. Here is Lackey crossing the halfway line. Great bit of play by Declan Rice there. That's the sort of stuff people don't talk about when he nicks in, takes the ball and gives it simple. People like goals, don't they? And flicks and crosses and free kicks in the top corner. They don't like talking about, there he is in the right place again. Rice into Ward-Prowse, who plays back into Stones and Maguire. Here's Rice, Sterling. Sterling to Lingard. Lingard carries it forward. 86-36 on the clock now. Here's Walker. Walker into the channel. Mount gives chase. He'll do well to get there. It's good defending by Vesely. Levers Mount off the ball. Oh, great tackle by Ward-Prowse there. Rice again in the right place. Sweeps it up. Here's Lingard. Lingard smart, just keeps hold of it, plays it back to Kane, and Shaw slows it down. Here's Sterling. English just keeping the ball now. Shaw. Maguire. Rice. Lingard. Rice. Professional this from England now. Foden, Kane, Lingard. Albania can't get the ball. Kane. Yes, they can. Kane tries to sidestep Jasula and gives it away. Ward-Prowse is going to get penalised for a foul there. 87-50 on the clock now. Memusha was the guy fouled. You get one more sub here. Lackey is coming off. And number 20 is Ramadani. They're actually in the box now. Manaj has it for Albania. Knocks it back to Memusha. Here is Ramadani. England in reasonably decent defensive shape here. Actually good defensive shape now, as Ramadani has to go into the centre circle, and Jim Seaty plays it back and clipped into the corner. England win it back and Lingard's got it. Who's your man of the match? Let me know who your man of the match here is. Mount is down. The England goal scorers, Kane and Mount. Sterling joining in. Lots of good stuff from Foden as well. Rice has been in the right place at the right time for most of the game. Phillips pushed a little bit further forward. Probably between any of those names. Let me know who you would have as your man of the match. There was a yellow card there for Jasula, by the way, as I was saying that. Mount or Shaw, Phillips, Mount or Phillips, Mount or Foden, Phillips. I've enjoyed Foden. Rice. There we go. Here is Walker. Walker clips it in. Looking for Ward-Prowse. It's gone all the way through to Kane. Kane onto the right foot. Deflected and then nodded clear. We're into stoppage time now. Four minutes of stoppage time. Kane's shot was deflected and then nodded out for a corner by Ismaili. In comes the corner. Maguire leaps into try and head it, and he's knocked Jim City over. Yeah, a bit too aggressive there. Maguire. (91.7) on the clock now. It's going to be trickier against Poland, isn't it? Stones nods it down. Who's playing the USA, Bazzy? Smart me up. Only been paying attention to this game. 91.38 on the clock. We said clean sheet and a win, and that'll do the job. We'll have that in 2 minutes' time, but England need to defend this free kick first, which Memusha is going to take. Denmark are 8-0 up. How many Brentford players? Northern Ireland, okay. How many Brentford players playing for Denmark, by the way? Here comes Lingard in off the left. Northern Ireland 2 down at home to the United States. Yeah, we should be following Jamaica, shouldn't we? They're all championship players. Is Daryl DK playing for the USA? We've been enjoying him for Barnsley, haven't we? 92.40 on the clock. Albania have it in the back four, and this famous last words, but this is all over, isn't it? Berisha kicks it down the ground, and that is shepherded out by Kyle Walker. I wouldn't imagine it's the top two, is it? Chris, let's see if there's any indications. Often the top one and then... Oh, no, you may be right. Yeah, I think you are right, actually. Yeah, so it looks like in the event that 2 or more teams finish, blah, blah, whatever. Yes, I think you are right, Chris. I think it's the top 2. And then maybe it's the fastest loser, isn't it, out of all the other groups? Oh, okay. Playoff for second place. I don't know. Who knows? 93.32 on the clock now. It's going to be a restart for England, which Pope kicks down the ground. Good flick there. And England have it back in the centre-half positions. About 15 seconds left of minimum stoppage time. They're looking for Sterling. Oh, Sterling's in, is he? Oh, he can't sort his feet out there. And it's going to go out for a goal kick. That is going to be that. Horrible miss kick by Vaseli there. If Sterling had got a good first touch, he could have got a shot off there. And it's all over. Albania 0, England 2. England get the job done. Little spurts of playing well. I mean, you have to concede that Albania did, for the most part, play with basically a low block and sat in their own half. Kane scored the opener, heading in Luke Shaw's cross. Mason Mount picking up when Albania were trying to play out from the back. Kane fed him through. Nice finish. Foden hit the post. Kane hit the bar. Professional. You don't really learn a lot in these games about how England will do against better opposition. We'll learn a lot more against Poland, won't we, on Wednesday? And you can join me for that on Wednesday night, Wednesday the 31st. We'll be live from 7:30 p.m. Let's have a quick look at the numbers. Get your final comments in on that one. So, look, no shots on target for Albania, 71% possession for England. A win, a clean sheet, 6 points. Bish, bash, bosh. It's England in qualifiers, isn't it? Well, that happened. There we go. Give me the championship. I missed the championship. Don't you worry. There will be more championship. Where's my list of shows I've got to do? More championship that you can throw a stick at coming forward. So don't worry about that. Remember, Easter weekend, 2 games in the space of 4 days. We're playing Friday and Monday, aren't we? Obviously, with pre and post for each of those, we're going to be all over it at the weekend. I want the championship back. There we go. Thank you, Iain. Bring on Poland. Yes, indeed. That will give us far more of an indication of how England are going to do in the Euros. Let me know if you want to shout out. Thank you, everybody who's joined me for the past couple of hours. Always great fun. Always a sensible, balanced chat. No real signs of England derangement syndrome as well. I think people were pretty smart in their opinions and whatnot. It is what it is. It's a professional win. It's a clean sheet, etc., etc. Let me do my shout outs and then, my plugs, and then we can do your shout outs just to end the broadcast. Patreon as ever, if you haven't. I know there's a lot of Patreons watching this right now. Get involved. Patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Super chats, well, there's always next time, isn't there? Please, if you haven't already, hit subscribe and ring the bell for notifications and try and get us up to 15,000 subs before the season concludes in 6 weeks, or well, no, not even that, is it anymore? Right. Thanks, Bits. What's up, El Scotty, Patricia, Leeds 2021. Night on the town for the boys tonight. Richard wants League One survival. Well, there you go. I think since Mr. Hasselbank's been back, I think you're going to get it, aren't you? So good job there at Burton. Well done, Liam. Great from you today. James, roll on Saturday, says Bazzy. Absolutely. I think Poland might be tight. See you on Wednesday. Nice one. Nice one, Annie. And David, as every sponsors our super streams. Right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm going to eat a meal, hopefully, if I've got time. Actually, I might not have time. And then we're going to go and film the Blue Monday podcast, which will be a joy, as you can imagine, after Ipswich's latest failure to win a game yesterday at Wigan. Right, thank you, everybody, for watching. It was Albania 0, England 2, and it's over now. From me, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me, I'm gonna interrupt the outro to just catch that super chat there. Thank you so much, Stephen. Very, very, very kind. Sorry, I was literally just going to walk away from my desk and that came through. Thank you very, very much. I won't hit the outro again. Hugely kind super chat there from Stephen. Not the first time he's contributed as well. So I'll say thank you again. I won't hit the intro again. And thank you so much, Stephen, for the super chat. Just caught me right at the end there, but very, very kind. Right. I won't hit the outro. I'll just say over and out. And I'm going to hit end broadcast. Over and out.